So have you guys ever spent 3 or 4 hours mixing a song only to take it out to the car and have the bass just be extremely heavy, the kick drum's too loud, the bass guitar is almost blowing out your speakers, maybe it's muddy in the mids or the highs are almost piercing? I have, and it's usually like, what the hell? And so today I'm going to go over why this is happening and what we can do to kind of stop it. So before we get into all that, please like and subscribe. I make videos like this every week. So this is happening because home studios are not acoustically perfect. We're usually mixing in a bedroom or a basement or some area that was not designed to be a recording studio or a mix room. And so what happens is the sounds bounce off the wall, especially if you don't have some kind of acoustic treatment. They'll bounce off the wall, off the ceiling. The bass will build up in the corners of the room. And this is just going to make your mix environment muddy, and it's going to make it where you're going to have a hard time really hearing what's going on in your mix. So how do we fight this? We need references. And what I mean by references is we need to pick a couple of songs that represent what we're shooting for in our mix. And what I would recommend is 3. We pick one from a big artist that you know the tone and that you like the sound of that record, maybe the placement of the kick drum, the snare drum, the vocals, whatever it is, whatever kind of music you're listening to, you should pick something that is a professional artist. Start there and just shoot for the tones they're getting there. Now, it doesn't have to be identical or perfect, but that's the best place to start. And then the next one would be something that you've mixed before that you know sounds good and you like how it sounds. And so you can use that as a reference just to kind of get everything dialed in volume-wise and all that jazz. The next thing would be something that the artist has released before, like if they have an EP out or something, or music that's in the ballpark that is out there that you can download, and you're putting all of this stuff into your session, and you're making it where it's soloed and it's ready. It's muted most of the time, but you can just kind of bounce between your mix and the references that you have, and you can just kind of see where you're at. And this is going to give you a better picture of where the bass is, because that's the thing I have the biggest trouble with, is getting the bass guitar to sit right in the mix, getting the kick drum to sound right in the mix. That's the hard part of mixing. Once I get all that stuff in, the rest of it isn't really that difficult. So the other part of this is acoustic treatment. There's these foam treatments that you can get from Sweetwater, and they are not cheap. They're about $300, $400. All of this stuff is expensive. There are DIY ways to do this, and that would be a cheaper option. But I had acoustic treatment. At this point, I don't have acoustic treatment. And bonus tip, room correcting software. What I have right now is Arc 2 by IK Multimedia. It's about $300, and what it does is it comes with a microphone. They shoot a signal out of your speakers, and you kind of move this mic around in different spots that they tell you to put it in, and it will make an EQ curve that you put over your master bus when you're mixing, and it'll give you a flat EQ, so your room is neutral and you're not getting a bunch of buildup or anything like that. Now, it's not perfect, and if you combine Arc 2 with some treatment, it could be a really nice mixing environment, but you're probably looking at like $800 to $1,000 just to get this stuff going. It would be good to have bass traps and all that jazz too. But if you use the reference tricks that I was just talking about, where we're taking multiple songs and we're listening to them to make sure that our kick drum, our snare drum, our bass guitar, all that stuff is sitting in the right spots in the mix, that's free. All you got to do is have the music that you want to reference. So just throw that into your digital audio workstation when you're mixing and use that to try to get a picture of the bass and where that stuff should sit. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you got any value out of this video, please like and subscribe. I've got a couple of free PDFs at my website at Home Studio Rescue. Also, if you guys have any tips or tricks that you use to make sure your mix translates to the car or to outside of your studio, please leave a comment, let me know. These are just the things that I do, and honestly, I'm not perfect with it. And so I'm learning with you guys. I hope you got some value out of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.